Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something pretty significant. Google Discover is officially making its way to desktop search results.
That's right, a big move. We've got a Search Engine Journal article covering the news, plus some chatter online about it.
And our goal here is, well, to figure out why Google's doing this now, what it actually means for how we find and consume content, and what you need to keep an eye on.
It's interesting because Discover on mobile is all about Google suggesting content, not waiting for you to search. Bringing that to desktop, it feels like a fundamental shift.
Totally. So the confirmation came out of that Google Search Central live event in Madrid. Clara Soteris Acosta and Gianluca Fiorelli were the ones who announced it.
Right, and Fiorelli even tweeted something about even more personalization on SRP. Hints were definitely being dropped.
And this isn't the very first time we've seen hints of Discover on desktop, is it? There's been testing.
Exactly. Not the first glimpse. Some folks, like Brody Clark, have reported seeing it already, but only for their logged-in Google accounts. So clearly, it's been in the works.
But this is the official confirmation. Still no firm rollout date, though.
No, nothing specific yet, but seems like it's definitely coming.
Okay, so let's back up for a sec. For anyone maybe not super familiar, what exactly is Google Discover? It's different from just searching.
Yeah, very different. Think of it like a personalized news feed almost. It shows up in the Google app on your phone or sometimes on the Chrome New Tab page on mobile and the google.com homepage too.
And it surfaces content based on what exactly?
Well, based on your interests, which Google figures out from your web and app activity. So the sites you visit, the stuff you search for, videos you watch, it tries to proactively show you things it thinks you'll find interesting.
Right, proactive is the key word. You don't ask for it, it just appears.
Precisely. Which is why this expansion to desktop is such a talking point.
And it's not just a minor feature anymore, traffic-wise, right? The SEJ article highlighted its growing importance.
Oh, absolutely. It's become a major traffic source for many publishers. There was a survey, I think NewsDash did it, showing over half of news publishers now see Discover as a top priority.
Wow, over half. And many are seeing traffic increases from it, too.
Yeah, significant increases. Martin Little from ReachPlug, they're the big UK publisher group, he actually said Discover is now their single largest traffic referral source.
That's huge, especially considering potential dips in regular search traffic for some.
Exactly. He mentioned it's helping compensate for losses elsewhere, and nearly half their titles are growing year on year, partly because of Discover.
Okay, so if this is coming to desktop and it's driving serious traffic, how do website owners actually track this new desktop Discover traffic?
Good question. The advice for Google Analytics 4, GA4, is to look for the refer. You'll want to filter for traffic where the page refer contains pub/sub2. That's generally how Discover traffic gets tagged.
Well, sub 2, okay, but that's all. Discover traffic, mobile, and desktop.
Right. So the next step is to add another filter specifically for the device category and set that to desktop. That way you isolate just the Discover traffic coming from desktop users.
Makes sense. And what about Google Search Console? Does it show device breakdowns for Discover?
Not currently, no. The Discover Performance Report in Search Console doesn't let you filter by device yet. Maybe they'll add that. Hopefully they will, given this expansion.
Yeah, seems necessary. Okay, so how do you actually get your content featured in Discover? Is there some special optimization trick?
Surprisingly, no secret sauce or special markup required. Google's own guidance really just points back to, well, good content practices.
Like what specifically?
Things like creating high-quality content that genuinely aligns with user interests, using good, compelling, large images, they say at least 1,200 pixels wide. That's pretty important for the visual feed format.
Okay, big images. What else?
Clear, honest titles. Avoid clickbait or misleading previews. Focus on timely topics, unique angles, good storytelling. You know, the fundamentals.
And Martin Little from Reach, he had an interesting take on the type of content, didn't he?
He did. He suggested Discover tends to favor what he called soft lens content. Think personal stories, lifestyle pieces, niche hobbies, maybe evergreen explainers. Less emphasis on hard news, crime, or like local council reports.
Interesting distinction. So the desktop expansion, what are the bigger implications here? Just more traffic or something else?
Well, potentially a lot more traffic, yes. But it also raises questions about user behavior. Will people interact with a suggestion feed on desktop the same way they do scrolling on their phone?
That's a good point. Desktop use is often more task-oriented, maybe less about casual browsing.
Right. Google talks about expanding surfaces, wanting a consistent experience. But user intent might differ significantly across devices. We'll have to see how engagement plays out.
So wrapping things up, what should content creators, publishers, SEOs be doing right now to prepare?
I'd say first, keep a close watch on your Discover Performance report in Search Console, even without the device filter yet. See what's working generally.
And set up those GA4 filters we talked about.
Definitely. Start tracking desktop Discover traffic as soon as you can using those PubSub2 and desktop device filters. Monitor for any changes or spikes.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, though.
Absolutely not. Keep up with your traditional SEO efforts. Diversify. And maybe think about ways to capture those Discover visitors directly, like through newsletters, so you're not solely reliant on the feed.
Using those curiosity gap headlines might help too, within reason, of course.
Within reason, yes. Make them intriguing, but not misleading.
Okay, so to recap, Google Discover is officially expanding to desktop. It represents a continued shift from users actively searching to Google proactively suggesting content.
Exactly. It's a potentially huge source of traffic, but it requires focusing on high-quality, engaging content, good visuals, and understanding user interests. Publishers and creators really need to adapt.
And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As these personalized suggested feeds become more integrated across all our devices, how might this fundamental change from information you seek to information that finds you reshape your own online world and what you encounter day to day? Something to ponder.
Definitely something to watch.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.